Hello, everyone. Today I want to address a topic that will be important whenever you begin teaching in the classroom, and it is how poverty affects the classroom environment. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right in. So I want you to take a second and write down a few things that you believe, what poverty is. So are there any common misconceptions that you have? What kind of examples or testimonies do you have in a poverty-enriched environment? Okay, now that we have taken some time to do that, I just want to touch on a couple of things. Just because a child is at poverty level doesn't mean that there won't be parental involvement. You're going to be dealing with a variety of different family situations, and these interventions that we are going to go over are going to help you in all cases. So I just want to go ahead and move on. I want to take some time to allow you to share your testimonies and experiences. You may help somebody else understand a situation that they have been curious about. So go ahead and turn to your partner and talk about that now. All right, I'm going to share a video with you from Mr. Gladman at Lafayette Middle School, and he just has a few comments to touch on about poverty in the classroom.
Just a quick introduction of myself. My name is Warrior Gladman. I'm here at Lafayette Junior High School. I teach 6th grade math. I've been teaching here for 14 years now. I'm here helping out my good friend, Miss Lakota. She's helping me out, just give her a little heads up about the school and the dynamics of itself, of its whole self. She gave me a couple questions about resources here that are given to the school. We received some help from the state and the federal government in order to provide resources for our struggling students. Some of our equipment here in the classroom we have are iPads, smartboards, computers, books online, text online, anything that's additional and updated in today's educational world we pretty much have access to. We also trying to bridge the gap for struggling students with after-school programs. We here have East End Community Center here in Uniontown, PA. That also provides students with additional help and resources to help them become successful learners. I think one thing here at Lafayette, our main mission is to try to reach out to every student that comes through our doors, whether it's a good day, bad day. We try to help that student to have a productive day.
He shared a lot of interventions that they use at Lafayette Elementary School. So he mentioned a lot of technology uses, with the iPads and things like that. So I want you to take a second to write down some interventions or things that you could do in the classroom if you do not have access to those things, and what you can still do to make sure the students are getting the most out of their education. Now that you've had some time to do that, I just want to name a couple. There are multiple things that you can do. These are just some that were on the top of my head. Interactive handouts are extremely helpful in the classroom if they really get some hands-on learning. If they can interact with their peers in the class, they can typically retain information better because they're actually learning it. Gradually increasing the difficulty. Don't start off with impossible material, because that can just be extremely discouraging to all students. Providing time in class for extra questions and help. Some students, when they go home, they don't get the extra support that others do, and allowing time in class for that could be a big significant difference in how they perform. Peer discussion is another one. A lot of times students can come up with ways to explain how to do something that you would never have thought of, and it could be extremely helpful to maybe let them explain to the student that may not understand. And most importantly, you have to have high expectations for the students. Always help them shoot for the stars and never discourage them in anything that they're doing. Next, I want to talk about parent involvement. Mr. Gladman was kind enough to do another video for me, and he talks about, different things that they do and what he believes, how important it is to him. Before we go ahead and do that, though, I want you to take a second to write down what you believe the parental involvement how it impacts the education field. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and watch this video.
One quick clear up about parental involvement here at Lafayette. Parental involvement is very, very important. Parents who are on board and believe in the educational system have more of a gain advantage to have children who are successful here at Lafayette. Students who lack that parent involvement also kind of lack the idea of the benefits of school. This is kind of my own opinion. Parents who lack the knowledge and the respect for education also kind of instill those ideas into students, which is kind of hard for a teacher to kind of convey or get the students to understand that education is a must in today's world. If we can bridge that gap with parents, teachers, and students, and parent involvement, I think students will be a lot more successful.
Okay, one thing I want to touch on that Mr. Gladman said is that sometimes parents lack the knowledge of how important the education system is, and I think it's going to be very important in your future classrooms to include the parents in as much as you can. Send home weekly newsletters, have game nights, get them to come to the school and see how their students are performing. If they see that their students are excelling, then the students are going to have so much more support when they go home. So now here's this nice picture I found that kind of describes poverty. So it says, "Please, miss, there's something in my way." Poverty is a big issue in today's world, and some teachers just don't believe that students that come from poverty just can be taught, and every student can be taught. So I found one more video that I would like to share with you. So I'm going to go ahead. I think that video had a lot of powerful statements and shocking statistics, so I want to give you a couple of minutes to write down some final thoughts. In closing, I would just like to say that it is our job to bridge the gap and give every student a chance to learn and be successful. You must believe in them, and you will be amazed at how far they will go. Thanks.